Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Mom. I'm Jen and I'm so happy to see you today. I hope you're ready to get started and get moving, and I hope you're enjoying the nice weather. As always, I hope you had a nice bite to eat today and a good amount of water so you're ready to rock and roll. All right, let's get comfortable, seated nice and firmly on our nice comfy chair. I want us to start by bringing our chin right to our chest. There we go, our chin goes right to our chest, and we're gonna just gently roll our head side to side with that chin glued right to our chest. Just back and forth, trying to loosen up the muscles in the back of our neck. We're gonna go just a couple more times. Try to go a little bit deeper, stretch a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's take a deep breath and meet in center, straightening our head up, very nice. Keep holding on to your chair, and we're gonna bring our right ear to our right shoulder. There we go. Our right ear reaches towards that right shoulder, really stretching, feeling some loosening of the tension in the left side of our neck, stretching. Let's take a deep breath together, and then we're gonna move to the other side. Our left ear reaches towards our left shoulder, stretching. I hope you're enjoying that nice stretch in your neck like I am. It feels wonderful. Keep stretching that left ear down to your left shoulder. All right, let's take a deep breath together. And then we're gonna bring our right ear back to our right shoulder. Fantastic. Let's reach our left arm down towards the ground. And I want you to start wiggling your fingers. There you go. And as we keep that ear glued to our shoulder, we're gonna slowly bring our left arm up towards the sky. The movement's gonna continue in our fingers. So wiggle, keep it going, very nice. Keep wiggling, and then we're gonna just stretch it over our head. That left arm is gonna reach all the way to that right shoulder. So our ear is glued to the right shoulder, and our left hand reaches towards it too. Very nice. And I'm gonna keep wiggling my fingers. I like the movement in my arm, so if you feel good doing that, keep going. There we go. All right, let's get one more big breath in us. And then we're gonna slowly wind that arm back down. My left arm is gonna make its way back to my chair, holding on nice and tight. My left ear goes to my left shoulder. There we go, and I'm gonna reach my right arm down, reaching, stretching. Start wiggling those fingers. You go, and I'm gonna start wiggling, reaching slowly up towards the sky. Lots of movement in my arms, going all the way up. Really reaching. And we'll stretch all the way overhead. Really reaching that right arm towards my left shoulder. So my ear kisses my shoulder, my fingertips reach too. They almost make it. And we just keep wiggling, reaching tall. All right. Let's take a couple more big deep breaths here. And then we're gonna release, slowly sit up. We wind our arm all the way back down. There we go, back down towards the ground. Okay, let's reach both of our arms up. There you go, reach straight out in front of you. I want your fingertips to pull as far away from your shoulders as they can. You might notice a little bit of a curve in your upper back here, and that's perfect. I really want to just pull those fingertips away. It kind of hunches my shoulders a little bit, almost like I'm wearing a big backpack and I'm trying to shoulder the weight, but I'm hunching down. Wonderful. All right, and I'm gonna keep that hunch in my shoulders, and I'm gonna flip my palms up to the sky. There we go. Really stretching and reaching. And then I'm gonna flip my palms back down to the ground, stretching and reaching. You put a little wiggle in those fingers if you want. There we go. Flip the palms back up to the sky. And I'm gonna gaze up to the sky a little bit, just lifting my head. There we go. And while we're at it, let's just do a couple nods. Our chin goes down to the chest and then up to the sky. To our chest, to the sky. Chest, sky. All right, let's flip those palms back down to the ground, really stretching. Wiggle those fingers for just another second. Take a deep breath in. And then my left arm goes to my right shoulder. My right arm reaches my left, and I give myself a nice tight hug. Fantastic. Now, we're gonna twist side to side, keeping our spine nice and straight. The crown of our head is gonna reach towards the ceiling, and I'm just gonna twist. Side to side, side to side. There you go. We're just gonna twist side to side. Really enjoying the feeling of the movement here, going side to side. There you go. All right, a couple more twists. All right, and then I'm gonna release my hands, and I'm gonna bring them down to the sides of my chair or the arms of my chair, or they can just rest on my lap, wherever I'm comfortable. But we're gonna move into some marching, get some movement in those legs. So I'm gonna hold on to the sides of my chair and bring up one foot at a time, bending the knee and kind of stomping the ball of my foot down on the ground. I really wanna get some nice firm movement here, really get those muscles waking up. So I'm gonna stomp, stomp, stomp. Very nice, let's keep it going. Stomp, stomp, stomp. All right. We're gonna keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. All right, now I'm gonna plant my left foot on the ground. I'm gonna reach my right leg out, point my toes. All right, and I'm gonna try to hold my leg up in the air and keep my back nice and straight. And then I'm gonna flex my foot back. I'm gonna point and flex. Point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. All right, let's bend my knee, and then I'm going to use my hands to hold on to my knee. If you're a little bit unstable in your chair, you can hold on to your chair with one hand and then hold on to the knee with the other. All right, and here, very simple. We're just gonna point and flex a little bit more. So point the toe, flex back, point the toe, flex back. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and flex. Perfect, all right. Let's gently set that right leg down and we're gonna switch sides. So hold on to your chair, reach that left leg out. All right, and we're gonna point and flex, 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 point and flex. One more, point and flex. All right, let's bend that left knee. I'm gonna grab onto it with my hands or hold on to the side of my chair with one. Same thing, we're gonna point and flex again. So point the toe, flex it back up. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and one more. Point and flex. Very nice. Let's gently set our legs down on the ground. All right. Now I want you to hold on to the sides of your chair, and we're gonna wiggle our legs back and forth. There you go. So hold on nice and firmly to your seat, wiggling the legs back and forth, back and forth. There you go. This is a great way to relieve a little tension in your hips, so wiggling back and forth. And if you'd like, you can always drop your hand in between your knees and just bop the knees back together. There you go. Bopping them in and out, letting them be free. My feet are just on the balls of my feet, so I'm not planted, so I'm using my bottom to keep my balance on my seat right now. So the bottom and that one hand. All right, we're wiggling, bopping those knees. We're just gonna do it for a few more seconds and then we're gonna move on. So keep bopping, bopping, bopping. 2 and 1. All right, let's plant those heels on the ground. We're gonna make sure we're sitting nice and tall in our chairs. Perfect. Let's take that left hand and I'm gonna reach to the right side of my chair, either grab onto my arm or onto the side of my seat. And I'm just gonna gently twist myself. So keeping my spine as straight as possible, I'm gonna glance back over my right shoulder and reach my right arm back, pulling into that left hand, twisting. There we go. If you wanna hold on to the side of the seat, that's perfectly great. The goal is to keep our spine nice and tall, nice and straight, really reaching and stretching. Stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's make our way back through center. And then we're gonna go to the other side. My right arm grabs the chair, my left arm reaches behind, and I glance over that left shoulder, remembering to keep my spine nice and straight. That crown of my head is reaching tall, making me just a little bit taller as I sit here. Really reaching and twisting. Some nice gentle movement in my back. Very nice. And we'll keep twisting for 3, 2, and 1. Let's make our way back to center. Perfect, very nice job. The next thing we're gonna do is some shoulder shrugs. So I want you to keep your hands right on your lap, plant those feet, and we're just gonna shrug the shoulders up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Very nice. Keep shrugging, lifting and releasing, up and down, up and down, up and down. All right, now we're gonna move on and we're gonna shrug backwards, going backwards, moving those shoulders towards the wall behind us, the yard behind us, or whatever's behind us. Just rolling them backwards. Do a few more of these, really rolling those shoulders backwards. Do 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. All right, let's go forward. So this one's a little bit harder, but we're gonna roll those shoulders forward. Again, it's kind of that hunching like we were doing a little bit earlier. We're hunching our shoulders, rolling them forward. And we're just gonna do a few more hunching rollings. There we go, just a few more. 2 and 1. All right, I know that was a hard one, so nice job. The next thing we're gonna do is a little bit easier and more fun. We're gonna reach our arms right out. Perfect, and we're gonna do some little circles with our hands. It doesn't matter which way you go. I'm gonna start clockwise, but we're gonna switch it up and go the other way too. So just start making those little circles with your wrists. Very nice. Keep it going. All right, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna switch and go the opposite way. There we go, some little tiny circles. There we go. Really warming up those muscles in our arms. There you go. 2 and 1. All right, let's make some bigger ones into those elbows. Bigger circles, starting to get some real movement in our arms. There we go. And you can make them as big as you want, all the way, using our shoulders. But just be nice and deliberate about your movements of your arms. We're not trying to fling our arms around. We want strong movements with our strong muscles. All right, let's do 3, 2, and 1. Let's meet in the center and switch back up. Going the opposite way, making those arm circles. There we go. And keep them going. There we go. Starting to get tired over here, I bet you are too. All right, so a few more circles. 2 and 1, perfect. All right, let's shrug those shoulders, shake them out a little bit. Very nice. All right, next, we're gonna bring our palms together in prayer. There you go, right at our heart center where those palms are nice and together. All right, and we're gonna reach those arms up overhead. There we go. I wanna keep my arms up, and my wrists are gonna be right over my head, so if I were to drop my arms, they'd bop me right in the head. Perfect. And I'm gonna reach nice and tall, pushing into my palms a little bit to get a little bit more work on those arms. Great. And now we're gonna do something a little bit tricky. So if this is enough, you can stay right here. But if you're ready to keep going a little bit further, we're gonna lift our right leg up. Point it straight out. If this is too much of a challenge, you can lift your right arm up and your right leg up and hold on to the seat with your left leg. But if you're up for the challenge, keep those arms up, hold that leg up. There we go. And now I'm gonna take my right leg and reach to the side of my body. And then in, very nice. We're just gonna do this a couple times. To the side, and in, to the side, and in, and one more, nice and strong, reach to the side, and in, perfect. Let's slowly drop that right leg. And I'm gonna switch sides. I lift my left leg up. There you go. And when you're ready and balanced, we're gonna reach it out to the side and then back in. To the side and back in, to the side and back in, to the side and back in. One more, to the side and back in. Perfect. Set your feet back down. You can drop your arms down to your lap and do a little shift out. That was tough. Very, very nice. All right. Next, we're going to do one of my favorite things. So we're going to bring my hands back to the prayer. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm seated very firmly on my seat because we're going to do a bit of a twist. So our balance needs to be with our feet on the ground and our bottom glued to our chair. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right elbow and touch it to the outside of my left knee, or as close to my left knee as possible. I want to touch it and gently twist. I use the pressure of pushing my right elbow into my knee to twist my body just a bit to the side. And looking at my hands, I can get a nice gentle twist to my hip. And I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to hold this twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, slowly roll back up to a seated position. And my hands are still in prayer, and I'm gonna switch sides. So the outside of my left elbow goes to the outside of my right knee. I kiss them together, and I gently twist. There we go. Once we're nice and firmly glued together, pressing gently into my left elbow, I twist for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. I'm slowly gonna roll myself back up. Very nice. All right, we've only got another minute, so we're gonna try one other pretty difficult exercise. So I want you to be very, very careful here. Please watch me before you start. So I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my left leg, bring my knee up. I'm gonna place my ankle on top of my knee. There we go. I'm gonna flex my foot. So I've got my leg crossed over my right leg. There we go. And then I'm gonna hold on to my chair and slowly bend myself forward. Yes, this is called pigeon. So I want you to try this if you feel comfortable. Keep that right foot planted on the ground. My left leg crosses over, and I flex that foot. Perfect. And then I'm gonna hold the sides of my chair and gently roll my body forward. If I feel like my balance is really good here, I can even reach my arms towards the ground. But if I don't feel stable, I wanna keep holding on to the chair. And keep a nice flex in the foot. That'll help those sore knees. There you go. And if you feel pinching in your knee, I want you to gently sit back up. Don't push too hard. There's no reason to injure yourself for a pigeon. All right, we're gonna hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll ourselves slowly back up. We're gonna switch sides. So I drop my left leg down. I'm gonna cross my right leg over. There we go. I flex that foot. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to the sides of the chair, and I'm slowly gonna roll down over that leg. And again, if you notice pinching, roll yourself back up. You can adjust your leg a little bit. Make sure that foot is nice and flexed on top, and then roll back down. This can be quite hard if you have a bad knee, so just be very careful. And if my balance is nice and good, my foot is nice and planted, my bottom is firm on my chair, I can reach those arms forward a little bit, reaching down to the ground. And we'll keep reaching just a few more breaths. And let's take one more big deep breath together. And we're slowly gonna roll ourselves back up to a seated position. Very nice. I'm gonna drop my leg back down to the ground. Very nice. Now let's reach both arms back up to the sky. Nice and tall, wiggle those fingers. There you go. All right, I want you to take your right hand and grab your left fingers, or your left wrist, I'm sorry, and pull that wrist up over your head, really twisting, making sure to keep my shoulders dropped down my back so my chest is nice and open, really stretching. And we'll stretch for 3, 2, and 1. Reach both arms back up to the sky. Wiggle those fingers, and we're gonna switch sides. So I grab my right wrist with my left hand and pull it to the left side of my body. There you go, really reaching and stretching. Nice deep breaths in. All right, let's take one more deep breath together. And as we exhale, we're gonna sit all the way straight back up, reach those arms back to the sky. We're gonna look up at our fingers, really reaching, reaching, reaching out of our hips, reaching as tall as we can. Then I want you to bring your palms together, glue them right together, and we'll slowly bring our arms down to heart center. There we go. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for being here at Yoga with Mom. You did a wonderful job. I'm Jen, and I'll see you so soon. Have a great day. Bye.